Hello everybody watching now and in the replay. Welcome to eclipse season. So we have a lot of things that we can do to help ourselves go through eclipse season. We have prep that we can take. We have information that we can gather. There are rituals that I want to talk about today that can help you so much. So let's talk. I know everybody is going to be covering eclipse season, but let's cover it from a starseed point of view, okay? So how does a starseed get through eclipse season relatively unscathed, which is pretty difficult to do. It's notoriously a challenging time. The beginning of eclipse season starts with a full moon, and that has a lot to do with purging, which is an ascension symptom, right? So the purge is actually the most common ascension symptom that you will experience. You've experienced it, I promise you already, many, many times. And this is where all the things that are rising up in your body physically, in your energy fields, all the things that are no longer supporting, you being your highest self, they can't support that anymore because you've outgrown that version of you. They come to the surface to be purged. But it's not just about, your personal self. It is also about your life. So things purging out of your life, all of a sudden friends acting weird, or your relationship feeling unaligned, or your job laying you off, like all these things too. It's like every area of your life, right? So the full moon is the purge phase of eclipse season. In between the eclipses, which is usually 2 weeks, is the limbo phase. And then the new moon at the end is the phase where seeds are planted, where you're like really stepping into new energies, new seeds are planted, but then it's up to you to take the action steps to actually do something with that. So without preparation though, eclipse season, like I said, it's notoriously challenging energy coming down from above into your energy fields, which actually creates your own challenging energy to rise up to meet it. And it feels like you're getting it from the top and within, like it's just so much. So how can we prepare? Because starseeds, and very specifically empaths, are known to spiral downwards during eclipse season and really have a hard time of it. So what can we do to prepare ourselves? Well, the very first thing, so step one of eclipse season prep is information. If you can know the theme of what that eclipse season is, then you can intentionally use the energy, the frequency, the power of eclipse season towards your own personal growth. So let's talk about what this eclipse season's theme is, okay? And again, I always speak from a starseed perspective. So this applies to awakened starseeds, light leaders, the people that consider themselves to be on an awakening path. Okay, so the theme of this eclipse season is, for awakened starseeds and light leaders, the theme is putting a magnifying glass on your connection to spirit. How do you connect to the higher realms, your higher self, your spirit guides, God's source? How strong is that connection for you? How much are you working on keeping that personal? We should have personal connections with our guides and with God's source. It's not enough to just have a title that you call something. Oh, spirit guide, help me to do this, or oh, God source, help me to do that. That's not enough. What about their names? It's so important for you to have their names and to be building these bonds and to be building these relationships together. That's all the magnifying glasses are going on, your connection to spirit and how you communicate with spirit. How do you receive your signs? How do you receive your communication from the spirit realm or the higher dimensions? If there is anything that is blocking this connection, it's going to be highlighted during this eclipse season. So think like past life trauma, witch wounds, akashic trauma, self-doubt, misaligned people in your life, misaligned circumstances like jobs, relationships, whatever, all of the things that are stopping you, holding you back, or blocking you having the biggest, most powerful connection to the spirit realms is going to be highlighted, amplified, so that you can notice it. It's important for you to know what is stopping you, what is holding you back, because the communication and the connection to your guides, to your higher self, to the higher dimensions is everything to a starseed. It's how we navigate. It's how we do this life. It's how we do everything. And so if that is compromised, you need to know that. And so that's what's going to be coming to the surface. So remember the purge phase. This is the purge phase. This theme of what's coming up is going to be all around what is stopping you from being able to have the strongest connection, most clearest connection to spirit that you can have. And then it's up to you to take action to correct this or to remove the things in your life that are stopping that connection. So let's move on to the limbo phase, step number 2. So the best thing that you can do during step number 2, which is in between the full moon and the new moon in this limbo phase, is to open yourself up to the frequency that's coming through and to treat it as medicine, really funneling it into the areas of your body that need the most help and funneling it into the areas of your life that need the most help. So I would think about, where are you the most stagnant? Where are you feeling stuck and stagnant and things aren't moving forward? Because eclipses create huge leaps forward on our earthly path and with our own evolution. So where can you funnel this energy that you feel stuck, again, personally or in your life? And a good way to do this is, remember, ritual equals power. So ritual is not a negative thing. I know that word has been demonized, but it's actually quite a sacred thing, quite a spiritual thing to have in your life. And so here's an example of something that I would do and that I would recommend for you for a ritual. Sit in sacred space during your limbo phase and invite spirit to initiate you into the next phase of your gifts, a deeper version of your gifts. Okay, because you all have gifts. Everyone has, I promise you. You have intuition built into your sacral. You have sight built into your third eye, clairaudience, telepathy built into your ear chakras. Everyone has a crown chakra to receive. We all have heart chakras, palm chakras to feel energy. You have powerful gifts. But it's time for you to, in this limbo phase, throughout this ritual, to initiate the next level of what those gifts could be. And you need help from spirit in order to do that. And so it's a very powerful rite of passage to do this, to actually invite spirit to initiate you into your next level of your gifts. It's like a formal request. So it's quite powerful initiation, a powerful rite of passage. So make sure that you are in a space where you can have like an hour to yourself and you're going to feel uninterrupted and you can kind of like let loose to do whatever needs to happen in that time, privacy basically. And then you want to make sure that you are channeling the response that comes through from your guides in multiple different ways. So you can receive it as visions. So when you ask for this initiation into the next level of your gifts, really tune in, eyes closed, like you're meditating, and you're tuning into what visions am I being shown. You're tuning into what telepathy or conversations or clairaudience is coming through. You're tuning into the clairsentience of what am I feeling? Like what kind of energy am I feeling when I'm asking for this initiation? And then obviously there's also the claircognizance, which is super powerful for channelers, the crown chakra, the deep knowing. What do I know to be true? What's coming through as information? And trust in yourself and trust in what comes through as well. And I would record everything in a journal so that you can remember it, like have something nearby where you can jot things down, the things that you're seeing, the things that you're hearing, things that you're feeling, because it literally will be months worth of downloads, months worth of integration and things for you to work on that will come through when you specifically do this ritual and request this. Okay, so the next thing, let's move on to step number 3 of eclipse season, which is the seeds are planted. This is the new moon. The new moon is really good for planting seeds and manifestation and moving into a new timeline and a new energy and a new version of self. So the best thing for you to do to make sure that you can make the most of the end of eclipse season around the new moon is to keep up with your spiritual hygiene throughout this process of the next, I think it's about 2 weeks for eclipse season. You really need to keep yourself clear of the chaos and the overwhelm of the collective energy so that you know what you're feeling is yours and that it's for you and that you're not taking on like all this from the collective, because there are so many empaths that do that and they're so confused, like if it's theirs or not. It's like, I'm feeling so depressed this whole time, or I'm feeling so hopeless, or I'm feeling so like low, like whatever it is, sick, anxious. Is it yours though? So make sure that you are clearing yourself of the chaos of the collective energy, because we're still very connected to that, right? So here's a good way for you to make sure that you are keeping clear of collective energy so that you can be certain that what you're feeling is for you and yours. Use your relationship with Gaia, so Mother Earth, to clear the lower chakras. So you want to clear basically from your feet all the way up to your stomach, okay? And what you want to visualize and what you want to request from Gaia is that she send her frequency all the way up through the feet, through the root chakra, through the sacral, through the solar, and do a really powerful clearing for you. Now with Gaia, you want to use green light or you want to use rainbow light. So in your mind's eye, visualize this twisting either rainbow light or green light coming up through your body, grabbing everything that's not for your highest good and then pulling it back down to be neutralized by Gaia. And then for the upper chakra clearing, so from heart all the way up to crown or soul star chakra, how you want to go, you want to use God source. And this is where you want to use either white or golden light. Again, visualize this twisting energy coming down all the way down into the heart, deep into the heart, and then pulling everything up and out of you that is not for your highest good and is also not yours if it's the collective. And you want to ask when you're doing this to both Gaia and God source, please clear me of all energies that are not serving my highest good, right? And then visualize that. And again, you want to be sitting in sacred space when you do these kinds of things. So I hope that this is helpful to you, remembering that there's going to be 3 phases that you're going to experience during this eclipse. The purge, which is, the next today for sure, that's a full moon, but probably at least 2 days, maybe even 3 of that. Limbo phase, and then the seeds are planted around the last few days of the eclipse season, and these steps for how to take care of it, being informed of the theme, which is going to be this magnifying glass on how we connect to spirit and how we communicate to spirit, and anything that's hindering that is going to be purged, or at least it's going to be highlighted for you to then take your own action to purge it. Remember, it's always up to us to remove or correct things. Even when spirit shows us something, a lot of the time we have to take action to actually clear it. Which means if you're being shown, oh, that friend is super toxic, well, then you have to do something about it. Spirit can't do everything for you, right? Or if you're being shown your work is literally making you sick, well, they can't, you need to do something, right? So just really, really keep an eye on what things are being shown to be out of alignment, because it all has to do with things that are hindering your connection to your own higher self and spirit, and your communication and your gifts too. And then step 2 during the limbo phase, again, being opening ourselves to the frequency as medicine, moving it deeply into our bodies and into our lives where we're experiencing stagnancy and stuck energy. And this is great to do through the ritual that I explained earlier. And then the 3rd step, making sure that you keep up your hygiene throughout this period, especially at the end, so you can come out of this clean, where you are working with Gaia throughout the lower chakras, God source throughout the higher, and asking them to please clear you of all energies that are not serving your highest good using the colored lights that I talked about. Okay. So I really hope that this is supportive to you. And I want to mention that I have some things right now open to working with me. So I do have space in September to take 2 more souls into the Sovereign Creator Codex. This is very, very unique. It's my 1-month mentorship for Starseeds. Okay, so very, very unique and special. We're demystifying your soul contracts. We're closing soul lesson loops for you. We're clearing Akashic karma and those ancestral chains and patterns that are holding you back. And once we have everything cleared out of your system, that's really limiting you and boxing you in, including your own self-doubt and limiting beliefs, then we move on to the activations, and we're activating you into your starseed template, finding out who your Star Nations alliance is with, who are you here to represent? Who are you an ambassador of? What galactic energy are you an ambassador of? How are you supposed to do that during this lifetime in this mission? What gifts are you supposed to be using? Who are the guides that are helping you? Just real specifics around your starseed template, your gifts, your earth mission, who you're here to represent, what that entails, literally what kind of star nation is it that you're an ambassador of, and maybe there's more than one, and then what gifts are you supposed to be using in that work. And then after that, we're finally, at the end, we're doing a very intensive timeline work where I am helping to take my clients into frequency matching you to the highest possible earth experience that you could have in this lifetime, frequency matching you to that, so that all you have to do afterwards is the maintenance stuff. So if you want to take advantage of one of these 2 spots for my 1-month Starseed mentorship, which is called Sovereign Creator Codex, then come over into my DMs and let me know. You can say Sovereign, and I'll give you some more information, or you can also check it out in my link in bio. Okay. Thank you so much, my loves. Welcome to eclipse season. And I'm here if anyone has any specific questions about either eclipse season or the mentorship. Again, just head over to my DMs. I hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.